A local yellow for the 219, which I don't have on my sheet. But nevertheless, the BMW that's over there in the Le Mans chicane, still at that access port. Not sure what the holdup there is. They're working on something to get that car removed, I'm sure. But we are green around the track. I'm not sure if there's a local over there or not, but we are still green.
I'm seeing...
Oh, we had a car turned around here. It looks like as they were coming through turn 5.
Now, he's got to wait to get going. Right here, there's an opening. If he can throttle up real quick here and get spun around, nice job right there, because there's a few cars coming. That's the thing. When you make the spin like that, or when you spin like that and something happens, you don't want to just we know you get flustered and things happen, but you don't want to just get the car refired, throw it in gear and go unless you have an opening, because if you pull out, especially if when you're turning with you sitting on the left side drive, it's hard to see on the right side, especially if you have a headrest. So you want to make sure you're fully clear, get the car looped around and take off, because that could lead to a bigger incident. But good heads up by that driver. Found an opening, got rolling, didn't stall, and going again. Paulie, I'm seeing the 219 is stopped over in by turn 6 off to the left based on the marching ants. That looks like, is that one of the Infinity cars?
I don't have it marked on my sheet, so I don't know who the 219 is, but let me check something else here, because I've got, they should be flagged here. I'm showing something on Brew Crew here. They're a little late on this lap. I don't know if they're pitting. They haven't crossed the pit loop. So I'm just looking down the car numbers to see how 219, what they're connected to. But they are marked on the race control logs as being over in turn 6 and stopped.
Sharky 2.
So that's Sharky 2, yeah. I see that. So that's why that number's so close to the other number. So Sharky 2 involved in that. And then the Rolling Roadblock Racing, which is another fantastic name. Spin and continue, pit lane warning, no big deal there. They're on there. They're still running. Brew Crew falling further and further behind on this lap.
They may be, and they're on the same lap as Prefect Racing and Hong Norris, so I wonder if...
coming in? I don't know. There's somebody coming into the pits now. But
I don't think that's them. There's a wing on that car, and I know the new build does not have any rear wing for downforce or anything of that nature. And then it looks like there is a BMW. Well, it's kind of hard. It's a little hard from our vantage point, folks.
Brew Crew has dropped a spot. Prefect has passed them. Brew Crew may be in trouble. This is the number 44.
Wonder if the glass slipper finally broke for him or something.
And their Delta is continuing to slip.
They're on the same lap as Hong Norris, so depending on what's going on, they may lose fourth spot as well. And TLM is not far off of them as well. So unfortunately, this may be the break that those guys needed to jump farther into that top 5, but may be unfortunate for the Brew Crew team.
Yeah, I don't see them on pit road, so I don't see any reason why they wouldn't have tripped the pit loop. But they still have not come across the start-finish line.
Paulie, I'm looking into the blue garage because they were...
Where's the marching ants? Let's take a look at that. Oh. Sorry, but go ahead.
I was looking into the blue garage because where we were in blue garage 38 with Rad Air, and Brew Crew was only 2 or 3 down from us, and over toward my left, I'm seeing... Oh, they're stopped over in the
bus stop.
Oh, no. I'm seeing a lot of activity in that garage area, which was their garage. So I wonder if the crew ran back to wait for the car to start prepping the tools. So it looks like something broke.
I think, is that the car that was parked there? at the pass through there in the view that we were seeing.
That might have been.
Now it's gone there, but that is what's being displayed there, as they have been actually significantly pulled behind the wall. They're no longer in that area.
So I made a mistake, Paulie. That was, sorry about that, folks. I saw the 7. I thought that was the car. I forgot that's the flag station. I forgot the flag stations are on there. So I guess they were behind there.
Yeah, they've been moved behind. So now Brew Crew falls by the wayside. And just after we were saying how strong it looked like the front of the field was, we're now starting to see attrition catching up as we're moving, past 10 hours of racing here. We've got Team Salem Mustard. Now Wilson Daly has moved into second. Prefect has now found themselves in podium position.
So Cluckin' Country Homestead, we haven't found anything else out yet on Hee Haw Racing. We will try to get Roman Nolan or Less is More to get us a story when we can, so just bear with us. With some of these cars falling out, these guys are running around here trying to make this happen.
So it looks like Brew Crew now has fallen by the wayside. And, yes, they've dropped to 6th. Floridian Motorsports is now going to pass them and move into 6th place.
That's a shame for those guys. That was a phenomenal performance they were putting on. And I know Argent and team could smell the podium and potentially victory. But unfortunately, they fell victim to some mechanical issues.
So that allows Wilson Daly now to move into second place. 5 laps in the rears of the Team Salem Mustard Porsche, the team that was the bridesmaid last year. Again, this could be, as you mentioned, sweet redemption for them.
Paulie, I think let's jump to Les here. He has our A-class leader and 19th overall, the Rotary Rocketeers.
We'll do it in post. It's fine. Now my camera's not ready. Great.
The dangers of going live.
All right. So I got Rotary Rocketeers here, and they are currently leading B-Class. And we got the guy that just got out the car with the fastest lap. His first time here was ChampCar. Tell us who you are. Tell us what you're doing.
My name's Matt Martin. I'm from Baltimore. I saw, I've been watching ChampCar for a little while. Had some buddies who ran a team and decided to give them a call. And these guys are great, Rotary Rocketeers. I had a couple issues early on. Came back, we're about 9 laps down. Back in P1, so let's hope.
How many laps down?
9.
He said not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9
laps. So cross our fingers if it holds up. These guys are great. Replaced the alternator, fuel pump, got the car going again. Just hope it holds out.
Wow, that's amazing. And you actually have the fastest lap too in your first time here.
I think so, but Jeremy just beat it, so.
Oh, Jeremy just beat it. Never mind, and the master gets in the car and does the thing. It's okay.
Keep clicking them off, sir.
Yeah, well, for sure. Good job. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
We hope to see you more in ChampCar, so please come through. So shout out Lena Chin back in Chicagoland and put this up together. So Miss Pound, yeah.
That was awesome.
Great guy, great guys. Thanks, Ben.
Great job, Les.
As we
awesome interview.
Got our picture-in-picture here, it looks like the 3 racing guys are in for a pit stop. So just looks standard. Looks like it's pretty much a driver change. It looks like they might be working on something. Maybe they're working. It looks like it's okay. That team is pretty cool. I know one of their they have an honorary crew chief every time. A lot of time when they come to the track, Houston Vandergriff. He is a cool individual. He has Down syndrome, but he has a page that he does. He's a content creator for Nikon, for the camera company. And what he does is he takes a lot of pictures and does a lot of cool excursions. He is always their honorary crew chief, always has a headset. He is in charge over there this weekend. I saw pictures, so good to see Houston and his dad. I'm sure the family's probably here. But if you want to follow him on social media, Downs and Towns, it's really, really cool. They're always out shooting stuff, always traveling. It's really, really cool. Houston is he loves his racing, but he loves the pictures he takes. I'm sure he's probably got some pictures from this weekend that'll go up on the page, but give him a follow. Great family. I think his mom, Katie, I believe. I could be wrong. I met him at CMP a couple years ago. Very, very nice people. And so if you get a chance, go give them a like, and you can take a look at some of their work.
Yeah, I know of Houston. I haven't actually met him. I came very close. I wanted to interview him years ago. So I know of him. That's great. Heading through the bus stop here.
So I just got an update here, Paulie. Car 60. Daniel Rubin just got in the car. They took the top off, so they are topless. That's going to get our censors a little concerned. We know it's late in the broadcast because the dad jokes are coming out.
What kind of car is it?
Let me pull it up here. I have to check.
They pull the top off, then they've got to have either a roof nut or arm restraints.
It's our buddies from Shoulda Bought a Civic Racing. I shot a feed up there. It's the 94 so a topless BMW. That's got to be interesting.
Okay.
All right. So, Daniel, good luck. And we have sensors, so we may not be able to show.
I think we'll be okay.
I think we'll be all right. So, no, it's cool. But good luck to you guys the rest of the race. Thanks for the update, and be safe out there.
Yeah, when you were down there and Les was up here, we were talking about that, going through the horseshoe and how it's a difficult turn because it's hard to get it to where you feel like you really got it. And he said it's kind of a decreasing radius. I just know that it's a slow hands kind of corner, and it is challenging to feel like you're getting everything out of it. It takes time, and that's why, as I said then, iRacing is just great. The Champ Car iRacing series is great. You can get out there and put a lot of laps in and get the feel of what it's like to roll through that corner and know when you're really getting everything out of it, because of course you have all those great deltas that you get to watch in iRacing, so it's super helpful.
And just like the Rotary Rocketeers, and I mistake myself, folks, they're not A class, they're B class. So all right, I just got an update that Dylan just ran fast time in the 976 and Garth 224.9. Man, he's laying laps down. So that cooling off of that racetrack is paying dividends for that neon. So, but maybe it'll be a neon moon for us. I don't know. We'll see. But congrats to those guys on a great run. I know it's a shame we lost Wayne earlier in the race, but they're absolutely killing it. So really, really proud of those guys. Got an update from the 241, the Happy Hour Miata. So John was in. This was as of about 40 minutes ago. So John was in after Doc Martin. Nature called, Paulie. He had to come in and tend to some business. And
what?
Yep, he had to come in and tend to.
Who's this?
This is our buddies in the Happy Hour Miata. Nature called. And had to make an emergency pit stop. They're currently third in the B class. Dave Gooden got in until about 9:20, or will be in until about 9:20, and then Dave Martin. They swapped. So okay, I may be reading that, but the two Daves are going to anchor the end of the deal here. They're third in B class, but Nature's been addressed and they're back in the fight.
Thank goodness for that.
I know.
That's not the first time it's happened. We've heard of stuff. We had a team that was in really good position for a win, and the driver had to come in. He couldn't take it anymore.
Oh, man. It's brutal, especially if you get a code 35. When you're under green, you can kind of get it to go away a little bit, but when you're under caution and everything's slowed down, all of a sudden those thoughts come in and all those things you think about, what you want for dinner after you get done at the track and this. And then if you happen to see any water, the worst one is when you got to go and it's raining, because that only just makes it worse. But glad they were able to get that taken care of. So, but look, they're still third in B class, so they should be very, very proud of that. So, Paulie, I just noticed this. Atlanta Speedworks in the 996 has just crept into the top 10 overall here. So, nice recovery for those guys after some hiccups earlier in the race, and they're still continuing to run strong.
And I got a word from Les about the Hee-Haw truck. They had brakes they had to work on. They had to fix the brakes. So we may be going over there to talk to them and get it right from the horse's mouth. I can't believe I came around to that naturally.
I kind of pulled you in slowly, and now we're just this is just like what happened at Road Atlanta. Within the last 2 hours, everybody, the wife even said, she was like, "You two were so slap happy. You just wanted to get to the checkered flag, and we were running on fumes, and we're about there." So the dad jokes and the horrible jokes are going to come out, and anything we can do to get to the end of this thing. Hopefully, we'll get some good class racing and get a battle here, because up at the ranch, Team Salen's 5 laps up on Wilson Daly, so we'll have to find some entertainment and find some good battles here for the class.
Here we go. I think we got the Hee-Haw guys here, if I can get it. There we go.
Fresh off the cooker.
They bake their own pads.
Whoa.
Rolling too much ass right there. I got you. Oh, jeez. Look at that.
Wow. Talk about the metal.
You got their money's worth.
Yeah, they did.
Jeez.
You know what, Paulie? We need to get Hawk to get them a new set of brakes.
I love it.
That's exactly what they need.
Yeah.
Hawk brake pads.
Yeah.
We are online right now. Chat for Pico. What's the oil company? Pico. West and Pico. Best oil out there. Love it. Y'all do brakes. Sponsor Hee-Haw. We need brakes.
We'll have to tell them, Les. Talk to our title sponsor. Go see Hawk Performance. They'll get them hooked up. Then they can haul some more butter on that racetrack.
That guy's sweating. Just came out.
I apologize to the workers at the pit road. I was along for the ride.
Yep.
Y'all watch this back. I apologize. Sorry.
That reminds me of a story the doc told. Came into pit road. You didn't stop for your clock. I had no brakes. Zero. I couldn't.
Fast. It's a loose, wild animal. It just takes a lot of brakes to really, back her off a little bit.
Good stuff, man. Thank you for coming out. We appreciate you guys. All that. Love you guys.
That's so awesome.
I love the smiles. Back to you guys in the booth.
All right. Thanks, Les. You rock, man. Appreciate you. With that, we're going to take another break here from the Daytona race, the Hawk Performance Daytona 14, and be back in just a few minutes. 2 hours remain in this contest. 14 hours of endurance road racing at the world-famous Daytona International Speedway, the center of racing. We'll be right back.
An important decision is afoot. This man is about to buy tires on TireRack.com. Tire Rack is the leading online retailer of tires in North America and a repository of advice and expert reviews. And it's done! All that's left is to arrange for safe, easy installation at one of our independent recommended installers. Well, I guess he did that too. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Jamie's on edge. It's her first time changing her own oil. But she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helps her find a deal on what she needs to get the job done right.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Since 1994, Flying Wrench has been a family-owned business renowned for exceptional European car repair and maintenance. We treat every vehicle with the same care and attention as if it were our very own, building lasting relationships with our clients along the way. We specialize in high-performance vehicles, offering a range of services that include fabrication, construction, custom wiring, and much more. Visit us at flyandwrench.com.
Want to get started streaming your races or make your current live stream more captivating? We've helped hundreds of drivers create engaging live streams. It's simple. Create a new stream event, grab your camera, and start streaming. Head over to myraces.live to sign up for a free account. Or join us in our community Discord. Stream, share, engage.
Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship-winning drivers, teams, and constructors, Lifeline has a stringent and proven history of success. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Lifeline's 0360 systems are the result of over 7 years of intensive research and development using 3M's Novik 1230 environmentally safe gas extinguishant. Lifeline uses only the finest quality components. For more information regarding our fire safety equipment and fire safety systems, please contact us at info@lifeline-fire.com.
At Parts Badger, we're not your typical machine shop. An aircraft manufacturer had to deliver a new interior in just weeks. With hundreds of line items and tens of thousands of parts needed, they turned to Parts Badger. We have the connected manufacturing capacity, the experienced team of design engineers and project managers, and the proprietary software to get it done and deliver. See what Parts Badger can do for you and your company at partsbadger.com.
Discovery Parts is a veteran-owned racing and safety equipment company. While we're located inside Atlanta Motorsports Park in Dawsonville, Georgia, Discovery Parts can also be found at the tracks, supporting a number of Champ Car Series events. We take pride in being a reseller of the best of the industry to Champ Car teams and drivers. We know racing, love racing, and look forward to tomorrow to even more racing. Visit us at discoveryparts.com.
Sentinel is a comprehensive motorsports video solution incorporating live streaming, local recording, 3 cameras with picture-in-picture, flag status, and much, much more. Stop playing with multiple solutions. Sentinel handles it all, including timing and scoring, vehicle data, graphic overlays, adaptive bitrate encoding, network bonding, and more. Sentinel is the solution to sharing your motorsports experience with your friends, family, sponsors, and the world. What are you waiting for? Get your Sentinel today and never miss an on-track moment. www.sentinel.racing.
Whew, George is fed up. And so is Junior. They weren't planning on having to replace their brakes today. But they went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner, Renee, helps them find a great deal on Duralast gold pads and rotors. No headaches, just the right parts, and friendly service.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
And welcome back, everybody, to ChampCar.Live, presented by AutoZone, back here at Daytona International Speedway, the Hawk Performance Daytona 14.
It's been a very interesting race, Paulie, and just absolutely incredible to watch what we've seen here. I mean, Vetter was putting on a clinic for a while, and then unfortunately the glass slipper broke for Dan and the guys, and that elevated Team Salem Mustard into the lead, but they are up by a substantial margin. But we still have an hour and 54 minutes to go. Can they hang on? Will the racing gods shine on them, or will they potentially take away? We'll have to find out as we are on board with Irwin and the MyRaces.live guys.
Well, I think Irwin's gotten out of the car, so this is another driver that now has to deal with this broken fourth gear thing, and we'll see how well this driver can handle this car.
And it's always interesting to watch stuff like this, Paulie, because not every driver can handle these situations in certain scenarios, and you want to see how the drivers adapt to it. Some can figure it out easy. Some, it takes them a little while to kind of find what works for them. So like we said, we'll keep an eye on it and see what it is. You are noticing too, like I said, as it's cooling off, you're going to start getting some fog and some dew a little bit and stuff and moisture on the windshield, so you're really going to have to make sure you wipe down your windshields and take care of that temperature swing, especially inside of the car, and then outside as it cools off. Make sure you give that driver a clear view, as these guys are 19th in the EC class, and they've broken into the top 60 overall. So
yeah, that's what I thought. That's Claire in the car, I believe. I just asked Irwin on the chat, but I had a feeling that might be Claire in there now. So Claire getting some instruction, just coaching. Okay, here's how you have to drive this completely weird car now.
And you noticed he was giving her, as you come down, and what he's saying is probably coming down out of the banking into the road course section of the infield here at Daytona. What he's telling her is, here's about where I was taking the car from 5th to 3rd, because as we talked about, if you go too quick, that's 2 gears down. You're going to ignite that motor, and that's the last thing you want to do. So he's giving her specific instruction on into the bus stop, and then obviously in various points in the infield, but especially in the bus stop and off the oval into 1, you want to hit it just right. You don't want to do it wrong, and you can tell she was intently listening so she can go in there and execute. And they're still in the running for a decent finish in the class, and they're in the top 60 overall. So there's still a pay window opening up for those guys.
Yeah, they have an opportunity to do well. They just have to keep things going, and this is also part of the sport. It's taking a car that's wounded and finding a way to manage the drive. Finding a way to get the thing home, and I come from racing much older cars, and that's just part of it. I mean, that is just a natural part, even of sprint racing, is car management, managing brakes and tires. You don't have to do that too much anymore. Modern cars are so amazing. You just don't see management, and this is something they're having to do, is say, okay, I have a wounded animal here. I don't want to quit the race. How can I drive, though? How can I change the way I'm handling it to get us home? We got something going on down at Pit Out. We have some emergency vehicles down there. I'm not sure what the story is down there.
There's a car on the flatbed, Paulie. It looks like it might be a Miata from the shape that I can see from my vantage point.
So they picked a car up down
I'm
there.
wondering if they're doing that, or if it's a car that maybe locked up on pit road and maybe they towed them or something. So we'll have to see if we can find out. But we are back on board here with Karth. I just got a notification. Dylan just ran, I think it was a 224-1. And, I mean, folks, this is a Dodge Neon. He's flying in this car. But everywhere he goes, he figures it out quick and gets it up to speed, as we see the Floridians, your 8th place car and your 2nd place in D-Class car headed back out to jump back into the fight.
Yep. And Wilson Daly out there cranking laps out in that very fast BMW. We can go back to your friends at Rad Air.
Well, hold on. Let's, as we see Claire going back, let's follow this through here. This is kind of cool. Let's give these guys some perspective. We followed and did some stuff during the day. Now let's show them what it's like to get around Daytona at night, because I talked about the shadows and some of that stuff, and this is great right here. So you see the BMWs are pretty evenly matched. That's the level 30 entry in front of Wilson Daly, your second place car. So what he's doing is right here, they're working the traffic. And I talked about the giraffe. And what you can see is we thought the BMW would get the run, but it kind of stalled out. He pulled out to go around the car in front. He hit that wall of air. It killed his momentum. Wilson Daly's still behind, so they're getting the run. They've got a little bit more on the top end, but they're getting a pull from the car in front as they head into the brake zone. So now we get back into the technical section, and it looked like it's the Reeves Racing Camaro. Has the legs on the straightaway. Little bit challenged when it comes to the handling in the infield. Of course, it's a heavier car, and the BMWs tend to be a little more agile in this section. But right here, so what he's going to do is, you can tell the level 30 car is probably pretty decent here through the infield, but Wilson Daly's thinking, I'm a second place car. This car is pretty well down the order. I'm not going to do anything goofy that's going to take me out of a podium contention. What he'll do is he'll follow him through here. He'll try to dissect him, find the weak point, and then find the great place to execute. Or he may get a good run out of turn 6, get right up to him, and see if he can draft around him. Looks like level 30 taking a bit of a wide entry into 5. That tends to be the line through there. Gives you that straight line as you come out. Wilson Daly had to burp the throttle there. I'm seeing a little bit of yellow. That might just be that... it looked like there was a truck out there. Nope, no action on the red Gigants. But here's the run that I'm talking about right here, guys. So
he's over there. He's behind the pit wall. They've got a car on the rollback there, and
there's a gate right there.
Yeah.
Right, he's going to turn into the left and take it back. So
these are the guys that picked it up in the pits. He just drove it through pit lane.
Okay, perfect. So back on board here with Wilson Daly. So what he's doing is, that level 30 car seems to have some pretty decent legs. So we're back here we were about a lap ago. So he's going to try to outbrake him. Got a great run in the draft that time. He pulled right up to him, and then he eased the car out. If you pull out of there too quick, you'll hit that wall, and it'll kill your momentum. If you ease the car out where you're still getting a bit of a tow, and then work the car out to that, you can kind of get sort of a side pull, or a side draft as we call it, off, and then you can kind of manipulate that as they're getting ready to put a lap on the Floridian Motorsports team here. Side by side with them, and this is where you have to be really, really careful. That car in the bottom, the 51, has to know that car's there. Seems like he might have cracked the throttle a little bit there. I doubt that, but it might just be that the 15 has a little bit more legs in that area on that top end of the gear. But regardless, back to single file. But that's part of the working and on the banking, is knowing how to use that air to your advantage, but also being aware, because the car is above you. It's not really beside you. It is, but your visuals change when you're on the banking. You kind of have to look up a little bit, and your references change. You're not turning your head to the right. You kind of tilt your head up at a 45-degree angle to see the car to your right.
Yeah, it's bizarre because you have to look up. And I remember a buddy of mine that's raced here before, they had to notch out the tire rack banner because you couldn't see up the racetrack. In the high banks, the track disappeared beyond the banner, so they had to notch it out, cut it out so they could see better ahead.
Yeah, and you really got to be careful if you're the car that's one of the faster cars, or the prototype-ish car, we'll call it, that's up on the top, on the left side of it. You got to make sure that you don't have something substantial like a big mirror or something that on the left bottom that's affecting you if the car's below you. So you really have to be mindful of that, and this is what makes Daytona unique, because this is the only time we really see this on the schedule this year. So when we get to Gingerman, and then when we get back on the broadcast at Watkins Glen, it'll be pretty much business as usual. They'll be pretty much side by side again.
I see RVA Graphics and Wraps. We really haven't talked about them too much today. The 511 car, they're servicing that now. Nolan down in the pits there, catching this on camera as they're just going through what looks like a regular pit stop. Looks like they added some oil to it. On come the lights as they power up the car, and looks like are they pushing the car? What's going on here?
They might wonder if they're going behind the wall. Maybe they're trying to get it rolling just enough for them to pop the clutch. Potentially,
They didn't give it a push start. Looks like that's kind of bizarre, but he's on his way nevertheless.
So I just got an update from the Threve guys. They had an issue with a vibration in the dampener key. They got it fixed, and they are back out for the run to the checker. So good job, guys. Way to come back from that, and we'll see you in about an hour and 44 minutes.
Yeah, hard to believe this thing is coming to a close so quickly here.
It always does. We come to Daytona, we get so excited, we get caught up in the setup and everything, and before we know it, there's an hour to go, and but then we count the days to come back here again next year.
That's true.
251 car going behind the wall there.
Oh, yeah.
This is our camera that we've got looking at the flag stand. As you can see the cars. This will give you a really good indication here too, folks. You can see, and that's 18 degrees. So that tri-oval, it doesn't appear from as banked. It seems a little bit flatter. But this really, it's pointing down, but this really gives you a look of how steep even the tri-oval is. Because when we were placing cameras, you realize you're having to walk up that. That's banked higher than some of the oval tracks on the circuit. So or on some of the IndyCar and NASCAR circuits and stuff. So it's Daytona definitely has some unique characteristics.
Well, let's take a peek in here with, I believe this is no, that's not who I was thinking there. With Claire.
Let's see how
it is Claire, and see how she's handling the gymnastics of shifting this thing.
Looks like she's riding fifth gear now. She's probably just taking it easy. You said she's been here before, Paulie, but you wonder if she's driven at night. So maybe she's just trying to get her reference points before she starts messing with it. She might also just be at a point where, hey, I don't want to do anything. I may not be confident enough to do the double shift. So I'm just going to ride around in fifth gear.
There's really nothing wrong with that. If the car has enough torque to get out of those super slow corners like 6, or just even if you carry a little more speed through it, ride the rim, so to speak. There she made an upshift.
Now, she made an upshift. Now, that's a 6. That car has 6 gears. I noticed she
5-6, yeah.
Well, she attempted to go to 6, but the way she grabs it with their hands,
third.
She missed and went to 4th.
Well, I think they're skipping 4th. I think that was the whole problem.
Right, but because she's pulling straight back and not backhanding it a little bit, where with that, it looked like she went to go, and it just, because the clusters are so close, it was just a touch off, because I heard the car ba ba ba, and then she grabbed it really quickly and set it into 6th gear. I just noticed that. So that's something she's going to have to be careful, is making sure she's all the way over and straight back to make sure she hits that 6th gear. She did a 229.96 last lap, so I think she's found her way here. And the fact that you said she's raced here before, so she understands the track. Mind you, she's having to navigate this issue. She seems like she's doing a pretty good job with it, but laying down some pretty decent laps. They're still 60th overall, 19th in the EC class, and still chugging along.
So this was that turn 6 that everybody had trouble with. So here she'll
nice
scoop
job.
it to 5th.
Great shift right there.
And really, that's what they were doing too, is she was making the 3-5 upshift and then back to 3rd for 6. So let's see if she'll grab 6 as she heads to the bus stop here. Flattens out. She's really on it, and look, she's whistling by.
She's hanging those RPMs up there.
Yeah, just not shifting. She's just waiting. They're going to come screaming by down the inside, of course. Sends it through the bus stop, and then just power out of here. Yep. Once she gets that rhythm down, she may already have it. Once you get that figured out, okay, this is the gearing, this is what I'm going to do. You just rinse and repeat. The only time you get messed up is when someone gets around you and throws off that momentum, and then you're like, okay, now I got to re-engineering the shifting. How I'm going to get out of this corner.
Well, and the nice thing about Honda Motors is, I mean, you can, see what I'm talking about? She's got to find it. She's got to find a way to get that thing into 6, because she keeps missing and she keeps hitting that broken gear. You don't need a tooth or something to get in there and take the rest of that transmission out. So I know she's battling that issue, but I know some people feel like, do that with that shifter, but just sometimes it's better to just grab it and make sure you get a hand on it and get that thing into the gear it needs to go into.
Yeah, it's probably just a matter of making sure you put a little bit of pressure. You got that net right next to you. It's just going to be important. Like you said, she gets her hand and she's sort of pushing to the right across the gate to the bottom so that it's not going to try to slip into 4th, which even if 4th gear was good, it would be devastating.
Oh, that would be a horrific hit.
It's probably good that it doesn't.
Yeah. So, but she's doing well. She doesn't seem rattled by this. She seems very calm. She's just kind of rolling with the punches here, working through the issue. And that's the biggest thing, Paulie. Like you said, just nurse the thing home, get the finish out of it, get it fixed, and we'll see you at the next one at that point. No, Jeff, it's not bogging too bad. I think she's trying to eliminate a shift just to take care of it. What I noticed in the bus stop is she's just kind of keeping the car in 5th. It sounds like the car's it's going to bog slightly, but she's probably got a little bit of enough torque that if she keeps her momentum up through there, she should be able to be okay, and then she can wind up through the RPMs and grab 6 gear through NASCAR 3 and 4. She gets a great shift out of 6 on the NASCAR 1. She's got that down pat. She's just got to figure out a way to get that thing from 5 to 6 pretty smoothly.
Yeah, and I've had to do things like this. You spend enough years racing, you will, and this is very valuable learning experience, because you will learn how to work through problems like transmission issues, clutch related issues, if you're willing to work at it. And I've always find it a little exasperating when I see people quit a race when they could have just worked the problem. You work around it. That's part of the fun. It's part of growing and becoming more broad reaching in your skill set as a driver. Is, okay, I've got a problem, with a slave cylinder that's not releasing the clutch completely. Well, how can we deal with that? There are things you can do about it. It's at least the clutch is grabbing. I've driven a car where the clutch wasn't grabbing very well. A couple of them where it was sliding. How do you deal with that? How do you keep the car going with a clutch that doesn't want to grab? It's just really valuable learning experiences when you drive a car through those kinds of challenges.
Yeah, and it really, and she just moved up in class. It looks like she's bouncing a little bit in class there. Hopefully she can get a spot. Yeah, actually she just moved up too. Fighting through that, folks. And sometimes, you may not win the fight, but winning the war sometimes is helpful, and finishing the race. I mean, she just gained 2 spots overall in the race because of the attrition, and she just gained a spot in the class. So staying out there and working through the problem, it makes you a better driver, because if you can master stuff like this on the good days, those are a cakewalk, and you can just roll through them. So great job to Claire, Irwin, everybody with My Races Live. You guys are doing a phenomenal job. Keep it up, and we'll hope to see you across the line here in about an hour 36.
Yeah, things could be much worse. I mean, they could be doing this at night in the rain on a poorly lit racetrack. This is not the case. It's dry. It's well lit. So there are some challenges here for sure. There's a lot of cars around, a lot of faster cars. She still has to be super aware of what's coming up. But this is a really good, if you can mentally, if you have your wherewithal to handle conditions like that and just relax and work the problem. It can actually be a really fun experience looking back on it.
These cars, now that the sun has gone down, Paulie, we were there in the bus stop. You can see those cars sailing off into that bus stop. We're on board with Wilson Daily Racing. The track, you can tell, has got some more grip. You'll have to watch, because the bus stop, the patches aren't too bad, but you just have to see with the humidity if there any moisture develops on the track. But it seems like the cars are holding their own through there, and they can really carry that momentum. as we can see him just rolling on the bank and continuing to lay laps down and doing a great job of these guys in second place. They have driven a phenomenal race today. Paulie, Team Infinity, Ed and the boys are up to 6th.
Nice.
I don't know what they said to the guys. I don't know if they did a pep talk. I don't know if they just – I don't know what they did, but I think they lit a fire underneath the Shark, and it's creeping. It's only 2 laps off a prefix for a top 5 finish here. And Floridia's right there. Atlanta Speedworks is up into the 8th position. So far, C-Class has the top 5 locked down, but I think Ed has something to say about it. As we Hong North is in the pits. Don't know if this is... They might have just gotten done fueling. Yep, car's ready to rock and roll, headed out. I just checked out the booth. It's good. Wasn't sure if there was an issue. Looked like they were just waiting the clock out. They probably had all their stuff done. The car's ready to go. Hour 34 to go. They should be good to the finish unless an issue arises.
Yeah, we're to that point now here, Kyle, where it's that those final pit stops are being completed, and it's now just up to the driver to bring it the rest of the way home.
Yep, absolutely. Crew can go ahead and start packing the toolboxes up, and maybe just keep the bare minimum out there for a small, just in case. But at that point, yeah, they can just start getting the trailer prepped to get these things loaded, and let the anchor driver do the rest.
So Team Salem leads this race by 5 laps over Wilson Daily Racing. TLM USA in the 2000 BMW, car number 172, is in 3rd place, followed by Hong North Trans Am 2 in the Mazda. Oh, it looks like they've just been passed by Prefect Racing in their Lexus. Hong North is actually in the pits right now. And so that's your top 5 there. Team Infinity has moved into 6th place. Florida Motorsports in 7th in their Porsche. Then it's Atlanta Speedworks in the Boxster in 8th. Kaywood Racing in 9th. And Team MDR Motorsports in 10th. We talked about some of the gaps by class, so we'll go back and revisit that because we saw there were some interesting races taking place within the race, of course, within the classes. So we'll go back and take a look at A class here, and hopefully we get some idea on what the spreads are there easily enough. So yeah, make sure you hit the like and subscribe if you'd like to see more racing like this on ChampCar.Live. And thank you so much, everybody, for all of the likes. And we know you've been subscribing, so we sure appreciate you for that. Valyrian Steelback, about a lap it is, late to Apex. Deadbroke Motorsports, Who's Your Daddy Racing, Level 1 Racing, Blue Steel. Looks like that's your top 6 right there. You can see what some of those best lap times there are of those cars. Of course, Valyrian Steel just putting on a clinic once again, another really fast car in the series. Rotary Rocketeers about 3 laps up on Apex Racing, Brick City Racing, AOA Motorsports, and WT Florida Racing. And then on to C-Class. It's really seen the shake-up so recently. You have Team Salem leading Wilson Daily by about 5 laps. TLM about 10, and Prefect Racing 11, 12 laps for Hong North. Then we have D-Class with Team Infinity leading that class over Floridian Motorsports by about 2 minutes. Kaywood Racing by about a lap now, and then it's 22:44, and J3P Racing. And then looking at F class, we got Covey Racing. There we go. What's the Rush and Team MDR Motorsport.
So just got a note. I was taking a look at this from Tom and Barbara Phillips. We got an F-Class car. They just moved in. Covey Racing, it's saying, is just outside the top 20. So that's pretty cool at Daytona, an F-Class car. But, again, attrition, staying in the race, staying in the fight, consistent laps, I mean, that absolutely pays dividends. And, I mean, what we're seeing with the My Races Live guys, with what Claire's doing, she's soldiering on, keeping the wounded soldier in the fight, and they're looking at a decent finish. Paulie, looks like we got a slower car here on the apron. It doesn't seem to be crawling. It just seems to be going at a slower pace. So that car may be able to get to pit road. I think they were having issues earlier. I can't see the number, so we'll have to see if we can get see what's going on.
Yeah. So with that, we're going to take another quick commercial break and be back in just a few minutes. The hours are winding down. There's not a lot of time left. And yet there seems like there's so many things that could happen here to determine
it's not
the
over
end
yet, folks.
of the 2025 race here at Daytona International Speedway. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome to TireRack.com, revolutionizing tire buying since 1979. With our unmatched selection of branded products, finding what fits your vehicle and is right for you and how and where you drive has never been easier. Through helpful online shopping tools that include our professional hands-on reviews done at the introduction of a tire and consumer reviews that give real-world feedback over the life of the tire, you can make the right tire choice and find exactly what you need. And if you prefer to talk to someone, our tire testers, our sales team, are available on the phone. And that's how we get you the right tire for you and your vehicle for where and how you drive.
But he went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner guides him to the right wipers and makes sure everything is working smoothly.
Since 1994, Flying Wrench has been a family-owned business renowned for exceptional European car repair and maintenance. We treat every vehicle with the same care and attention as if it were our very own, building lasting relationships with our clients along the way. We specialize in high-performance vehicles, offering a range of services that include fabrication, construction, custom wiring, and much more. Visit us at flyinwrench.com. Discovery Parts is a veteran-owned racing and safety equipment company. While we're located inside Atlanta Motorsports Park in Dawsonville, Georgia, Discovery Parts can also be found at the tracks, supporting a number of Champ Car Series events. We take pride in being a reseller of the best of the industry to Champ Car teams and drivers. We know racing, love racing, and look forward to tomorrow to even more racing. Visit us at discoveryparts.com. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship-winning drivers, teams, and constructors, Lifeline has a stringent and proven history of success. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Lifeline's 0360 systems are the result of over 7 years of intensive research and development using 3M's Novik 1230 environmentally safe gas extinguishant. Lifeline uses only the finest quality components. For more information regarding our fire safety equipment and fire safety systems, please contact us at info@lifeline-fire.com.
Jamie's on edge. It's her first time changing her own oil, but she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helps her find a deal on what she needs to get the job done right.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Frozen rotors from Diversified Cryogenics deliver increased performance and a higher level of safety, while significantly reducing braking system costs.
So to tell you a little bit about the durability of this product. So we have seen an incredible extension of the life of our brake rotors using frozen rotors. We've gone from brake rotors every other weekend to 6 weekends on one set of brake rotors, and I think they can go farther. The durability has been amazing. And it's been a fantastic season, and man, a lot of that is due to the way our car can brake on those frozen rotors.
For more information, go to frozenrotors.com.
Sentinel is a comprehensive motorsports video solution incorporating live streaming, local recording, 3 cameras with picture-in-picture, flag status, and much, much more. Stop playing with multiple solutions. Sentinel handles it all, including timing and scoring, vehicle data, graphic overlays, adaptive bitrate encoding, network bonding, and more. Sentinel is the solution to sharing your motorsports experience with your friends, family, sponsors, and the world. What are you waiting for? Get your Sentinel today and never miss an on-track moment. www.sentinel.racing.
Ricky's truck is having trouble starting. So he went to AutoZone, where Joseph, a friendly AutoZoner, totally understands. He points out AutoZone's many free services, including battery testing and charging. Less delays, more free services.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. The drama continues to unfold as this race is far from over, friends. Still plenty of racing left here today as we close in on the final hour and 23 minutes unofficially. We have cars that are being black flagged for headlight issues, taillight issues. Let's see, car number 18, Warriors in Motion, has been black flagged for headlights. Running lights for the number 55 car also been black flagged. That's the Mustang of RPM AutoWorks Racing. We have cars also, Kyle, that are being warned for spin and continues and four off and continues as the night has fallen across the circuit and really in some ways changed the landscape for these drivers, some of which who have never driven at night, some of which have never driven here before, period.
It's tough. I mean, Daytona is just an amazing place to start with, and it's fun, and it's not super technical in the daytime, but when you add night and you add a narrow racetrack as such for teams and drivers that have never been here before, and the shadows, as you can see, there's a lot of shadows. I mean, mind you, we have some pretty decent lighting here thanks to everybody here at Daytona, but it's still very dark. I mean, you have to be heads up. You have to make sure you're aware of who's around you and what's around you at all times. And you can't, especially in the infield where it's a bit more dark, a bit darker, especially the International Horseshoe is a little bit more lit. But when you get down to the West Horseshoe, and especially between 5 and 6, it gets a little bit darker. And you really have to be heads up going into 6. That's a hard enough spot as it is. So you want to make sure that a patch isn't a shadow that potential, or, you know, a shadow isn't a patch that gets you in trouble. You want to make sure you stay on top of everything and go from there and make sure you continue to stay in the fight. And now we're almost 13 hours into this race. Driver fatigue sets in. Cars are getting beat up pretty good, and the wind is still whipping pretty good. So there's a lot of factors at play, Paulie. So we're going to have to monitor and see how these teams handle it. We're inside of the final pit window, or we should be. I'm sure there may be a few teams that might have to make that stop. But if everybody's already pitted, probably have their shoe in, hopefully have their driver in that's really good at night, and get ready to put some work in. No, Timmy, it is not Nelson Ledges or VIR dark, but that is a different kind of darkness, and it requires a different type of discipline. This is, you can't let the lighting fool you, and you can't let the shadows fool you, and you have to make sure that you don't let the light blind you or hit you to where something catches you or distracts you and gets you offline. Where you're at Nelson or VIR or Road Atlanta, where you're trying to just find a reference point. Here, you need to make sure that you're not blinded by the reference point because of the lighting. So, I mean, as you can see, yes, Musco and everybody at Daytona, they do a great job of pointing these because you got IMSA and NASCAR and all the guys that race here, and you want to make sure it's not hitting it. But, I mean, our cars are more street cars, so you want to make sure that it's not hitting you, but also for a driver that's never done this, sometimes that can be very distracting, and it can take you away from the job at hand.
BMW on track asking what happened to Eddie Vedder and Brew Crew Mechanicals details. So for the Brew Crew team, we don't know. We haven't heard anything on the details on them, but the car was stranded on the racetrack as they made it to one of the exits and dropped through the order. As for the Eddie Vedder team, they were doing great. They came in for a pit stop. As they left the pits, something seemed like it might not be quite right. They didn't even get through turn 6. The car stopped running. They pulled it into the grass, tried to refire. They couldn't get it to refire, pulled it back to the garage. Still was not able to get it to fire, retired from the race.
And keep in mind, folks, it's awesome enough that we have Les and Nolan down there getting work done for us and getting us these stories. And Les has done a great job. He has a pretty good relationship with us. As we see one of the open throttle racing cars, it looks like the 69 car that was in the wall. Looks like they got it fixed and it's back on track, but it's on pit road. Looks like they're trying to just get to the finish. But where I was going with this, they've done as we're on board with Claire, we'll have to watch and see how she's doing with that transmission issue. But Les has a pretty good relationship with a lot of these teams and folks in the paddock, and so far everybody's been pretty gracious about giving us the inside scoop. Out of respect for these teams and these drivers, when in some of these catastrophic situations, we tend to take a little bit of a step back. We kind of let them size up the situation before we go in and try to get in, put a mic in their face. Plus, the fact that the emotions run high, it's Daytona. For these guys, a lot's on line. That was a good shift by Claire, by the way. She hit that perfect right at the top end. So, and they've picked up another position in the overall up to 57. So again, and she's just did a 228.59. So still digging. It looks like she's getting it figured out, Paulie. But what you want to do is we give them that they give us the courtesy of the access. We have to give them the same courtesy of let the driver cool down, let the team cool down, figure out kind of what's going on to see if the issue can be resolved or if the issue is something that'll take them out for the remainder of the race. Plus, the team may be very frustrated where they don't really want to talk right now. So we have to respect that. And that respect is mutually, it goes both ways. So while Eddie Vedder and Dan and the guys are always very open to that, Brew Crew, we know emotions can get high. They might be willing to talk to us about it, or they might not really want to talk about it. It might be something they disclose on their social media channels later in the week once they get an idea. They may not know fully. They may not have had a chance to pull it apart, depending on if it's deeper down in the car that they don't have the tools to strip it apart here at the track. So we have to keep that in mind. But again, it's kind of a respect that's mutually agreed upon between both parties. They didn't say no to us to that we've gotten at this point.
No, we just haven't chased them down to find out.
And if they're still trying to dissect it, if they're deep in there, they may not have the time to talk to us right now. So,
okay, it sounds like something let go in the driveline. Lee sent me a video clip. It might have been the Guibo or the drive shaft. So, and I would tend to agree. That's what it sounded like. Probably something in the drive shaft area let go on the Brew Crew car.
But yes, it was mechanical on both ends, so it wasn't an accident or something of that nature. Unfortunately, the mechanical gremlins and the attrition just from beating on these things for so long has come into play.
Yeah, if you don't know what a Guibo is, it's the rubber connection. Most cars that rear-wheel drive have what's called a U-joint, multiple U-joints that connect the transmission to the differential. On several of the BMWs, instead of using a U-joint all the way through, it's a segmented drive shaft. They've got a support bearing, and it's actually rubber. It's actually a rubber joint that makes the actual connection of all that power, and you got to take care of them and change them out frequently. They're all most of them are very old. So, it's one of those. It's one of the weak spots. We don't see a lot of failures on those because you can change them out and they're not terribly expensive. But they do fail, and so that's what it seems. We had a problem with that. As far as drive shaft failures on the E30s and E36s, I haven't seen drive shafts themselves fail. The tube doesn't typically fail; it's the joint. And since the Guibo is kind of a weak spot, that's most likely what happened there.
So while you were going into detail on that, Paulie, I noticed there was a little bit of, it looked like, I thought it was smoke coming off of one of the cars. I think one of the cars that was passing Floridian Motorsports might have dipped a tire off. So I think because of the light and just the glare coming off of it, I think it was just a little bit of dust from a dropping wheel.
So 943, your leader in the pit, and so is Wilson Daly. Both cars in the pits right now.
Looks business as usual. They're fueling the car. Fire bottle there. Looks like their driver change, either driver change just happened or the driver, I have a feeling driver change probably just happened. So it looks like one of the crew guys probably going over the wall that just relieved. It looks like one of the non-makers going in for the finish here. So, or it does. Do they have it? Is it usually Will or Wayne that takes the checker for these guys, or does Joe kind of? I don't know if he's. I haven't seen him this week. I don't know if he's driving. Does he tend to take the checker in these situations? I know they've been partnered up for a long time.
I don't know that they do the last minute driver changes for that. I don't remember them doing that. I know that the Rockwell team does do that. I don't know that they do that, so I'm not sure.
Okay. I was just curious to see.
They've got a comfortable cushion here to take as much time as they want on their pit stop. They got a lot of time, so they can make sure they're happy with who they put in the car to finish it, and make sure that there aren't any lingering issues. You see he's getting underneath there, and he's looking at tires, he's looking at joints, he's just checking many different things. We don't know. There may be some concern or vibration, or it may be just abundance of caution. They know they got a lot of time. This is everything on the line here for this win, so let's just make sure the car is looking good.
Just got an update from Todd Daly. Brad is in the car. He will take it to the checker. So good luck, Brad. Hopefully maybe you can gain some time on these guys. But it's not over, folks. We have an hour 12 to go. And 6 laps is a lot, but not with an hour and 12 to go.
And just got an update from Tiffany on Thrive Racing. After having issues with a vibration dampener key and running to the parts store, the Thrive Racing team is back out.
So this is business as usual. They're just checking, making sure everything's on the up and up. They've got enough of a lead. They could dial it back a little bit. Knowing these guys, they won't. They'll probably continue to just put a chokehold on or a stunner, WWE turn. They'll continue to probably put a stunner on the field and continue to lay laps down. So we'll find out when they get released and get back on track.
Yeah, Wilson Daly back on the racetrack. Oh, heading out.
I think he kind of had to hold for a second because of a car or so that was coming to make, which is smart. No sense in. So just wanting to fall in behind.
You gotta make it look easy for me. I'm just like, all I gotta do is film you guys, and you make it look so simple and seamless. And I'm like, all right, I'll look for a takeoff. And I do my run. Perfect.
It's ironic, Paulie. We were supposed to have a camera in the car with them today, and unfortunately circumstances didn't play out that we didn't get a chance to get the camera in there. I think they were doing some extra work on the car this morning. I wasn't able to get to it, so we had to call an audible, and we were able to give Hong North a camera. So Rad Air's in. I just saw they got to get some brake pads on this thing. They are they are gone. So they got to get some stopping power so Garth can party on. So once they get pads, they'll be back in the fight. That should be a quick couple-minute change.
Hong North there, and Team USA, TLM USA, obviously still having a great day. They are 5th in the overall running and 5th in class because the top 5 cars are all C-class cars.
Shades of 1 year ago, Paulie.
5 laps up, Team Salem leads the race over Wilson Daily Racing. Prefect Racing in the Lexus is 3rd. Hong North and the Mazda is 4th. And the BMW of TLM is 5th. Back on board and behind the wheel of the Wilson Daily Racing team.
Best lap is down to a 2:16.4. I'll tell you what, man, those guys have just put on a great race today. And they are, looks like they're just trying to get some heat back in the tires. And as it's cooled off, it takes an extra little bit to build that heat back up. It looks like we seeing some yellow there. It might be a local yellow. I'm not sure what's going on there on their Flagtronics. I'm not seeing anything on ours. Looks like we're still, oh no, the Team Equip Octane. That is the Mini right there, just entering, going yellow. Oh no, those guys were having a solid run. They were, looks like you got it running. Maybe we're okay. They're creeping pretty slow on the top side of turn 5. I can see from the broadcast booth. I think they're going to try to nurse it to get. They're creeping, but hopefully maybe they can get it off of the. Hopefully they can get it off of the racetrack. It looks like they're still going slow. Nope. The car is stalled. Oh. That's not a good spot to be sitting in, honestly. The lights are blinking. They're trying to keep the car going. I wonder if I don't know if Minis have a limp mode. That's kind of what it looks like with the lights.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, I wonder if the car went into some type of limp mode with the blinking. He is at a snail's pace, and folks, that is not a good spot to be in. We're under code 35, but unfortunately, if we were still at speed, that is where he was. That is where cars are coming, and when they exit the corner. So definitely looks like we might have another car off to the right.
418, yeah, over in corner 3. They're bringing out the full course caution for that car, and that's over in corner 3. And so the 418, let's see what we're working with here. Fawn Group Motorsports is the other car that finds itself stranded in the midst of all this drama over on the other side of the racetrack. Well, the other side of the infield, rather.
Yeah, they're both in about the same section. Just one's
they are.
One's on the driver's left, one's on the driver's right. So, but attrition, Paulie. I mean, we keep seeing it. They're starting to drop, but we have been hammering for almost 13 hours on these cars, and we saw this a little bit at Road Atlanta. But I think just the demand that Daytona puts on these cars and these teams and these drivers, I think it's rearing its head.
Yeah, it's not the Bermuda Triangle, it's like the horseshoe triangle.
Yeah.
You got two cars that brake simultaneously in the infield here, really on the same part of the turnarounds, as I like to call them. So hopefully we get that sorted out here quickly for you. 245, the other car, of course, I think that's when we were just speaking of course, Equip Octane over in turn 5. So both those wounded animals being tended to.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. Convenient for the tow teams, but just very inconvenient for the teams, and it's a shame. Those cars were running pretty decent, so hopefully they can. Hopefully, maybe they can get them towed back, get them fixed up real quick, and hopefully maybe these guys can come back to see the checkered flag. Because right now, for the teams that aren't in contention for a class win or a podium or a top 5, the goal is at this point is just get what you can. You also want to accumulate points, Paulie. You got a national championship to think about. You want to be in the top 35 or 75, excuse me. I had NASCAR in my mind because of Martinsville tomorrow. But the top 75 in Champ Car, And then you want to make sure you're qualified for VIR at the end of the year for that full course championship doubleheader weekend. So we'll have to see if these guys can get back in the fight and be in contention for that. See the 985 car, one of the C-Class cars right here.
Yeah, that's the Benover Racing team.
These guys are having a pretty good day so far. They are 15th in the overall. And where are they running in class, Paulie? I think that's a C-Class car, so about maybe 10th in C-Class based on what we're seeing.
Is this how you do it?
Yep. So just hit unselect, select all, hit C, and that'll bring it to us. And then unselect D too. It's fine.
No. Bent over, so it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 place in class.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I see. Yeah, we've got some others up here.
So 8th in the C-Class. So the guys are putting on a good showing so far, trying to get around the car in front and 20 miles an hour and to pit out. So they are off pit road. Great job by those guys. Good pit stop. Razzing, less is more. Cam here. Back on board with Hong North as still under caution as we're working, getting these guys on the hook that are off of turn 5. But as now, like I said, now you can see it, folks. I mean, the glare off those lights.
Oh, let me get this.
Dad, this guy right here, my wife.
For sure.
Thanking people for the experience.
Get a little dicey, get a little worried, yeah?
Getting a little grim, but hey, man, we're still ripping the boards.
As they say, just keep your foot down so you either see the checkered flag or you see God.
The Andy J line. That'll never get old.
Another car in the pits there. Wilson Daly's second place now. Best position they've had all day. And, boy, they've been tough all day. Another team that's just been solid up front. Team Salem has not put a foot wrong. Wilson Daly, Prefect Racing, they've really done this come-from-behind thing. 28 positions past to work themselves into a podium position. This was a Herculean effort for them. You know, Wilson Daly has only passed 2 cars. So, I mean, this is, for Prefect, they've really been swinging to get up into 3rd place. Hong North as well, 13 positions to get up into 4th.
56 for Infinity.
Team Infinity, 56 there.
These guys are rocking.
Up in 9th place. So, just really getting the job done. So still under caution here. Tell you what, folks, we'll go ahead and take another break and be back in just a few. So stay with us. You're watching Champ Car Live, presented by AutoZone. We got another hour of racing remaining here, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You know, I'd buy tires online, but then what?
We've thought about it. We're TireRack.com.
They should let you ship directly to a mechanic.
Actually, we call them independent recommended installers.
They should have like 1,000 mechanics.
Try over 7,000 installers.
Then you just make an appointment.
At a time that's convenient for you.
This could change tire buying forever.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Ricky's truck is having trouble starting. So he went to AutoZone, where Joseph, a friendly AutoZoner, totally understands. He points out AutoZone's many free services, including battery testing and charging. Less delays, more free services.
In the zone, AutoZone.
Since 1994, Flying Wrench has been a family-owned business renowned for exceptional European car repair and maintenance. We treat every vehicle with the same care and attention as if it were our very own, building lasting relationships with our clients along the way. We specialize in high-performance vehicles, offering a range of services that include fabrication, construction, custom wiring, and much more. Visit us at flyinwrench.com.
Frozen rotors from Diversified Cryogenics deliver increased performance and a higher level of safety, while significantly reducing braking system costs.
So to tell you a little bit about the durability of this product. So we have seen an incredible extension of the life of our brake rotors using frozen rotors. We've gone from brake rotors every other weekend to 6 weekends on one set of brake rotors, and I think they can go farther. The durability has been amazing. And it's been a fantastic season, and man, a lot of that is due to the way our car can brake on those frozen rotors.
For more information, go to frozenrotors.com.
Welcome to Parts Badger, where we want to be your online machine shop. Through our online platform, we connect our global manufacturing capacity to your fingertips. You can request a quote, place an order, manage your parts, and even share that information with a colleague right online. If you prefer, you can work with our experienced team of sales representatives who are supported by our design engineers and project managers as well. Whether your project's big or small, simple or complex, Parts Badger can get it done. See if we can help your company at partsbadger.com.
Discovery Parts is a veteran-owned racing and safety equipment company. While we're located inside Atlanta Motorsports Park in Dawsonville, Georgia, Discovery Parts can also be found at the tracks, supporting a number of Champ Car Series events. We take pride in being a reseller of the best of the industry to Champ Car teams and drivers. We know racing, love racing, and look forward to tomorrow to even more racing. Visit us at discoveryparts.com. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available, used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship-winning drivers, teams, and constructors. Lifeline has a stringent and proven history of success. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Lifeline's 0360 systems are the result of over 7 years of intensive research and development using 3M's Novik 1230 environmentally safe gas extinguishant. Lifeline uses only the finest quality components. For more information regarding our fire safety equipment and fire safety systems, please contact us at info@lifeline-fire.com.
Sentinel is a comprehensive motorsports video solution incorporating live streaming, local recording, 3 cameras with picture-in-picture, flag status, and much, much more. Stop playing with multiple solutions. Sentinel handles it all, including timing and scoring, vehicle data, graphic overlays, adaptive bitrate encoding, network bonding, and more. Sentinel is the solution to sharing your motorsports experience with your friends, family, sponsors, and the world. What are you waiting for? Get your Sentinel today and never miss an on-track moment. www.sentinel.racing.
The Jimenez family are having battery issues. But a friendly AutoZoner tests their battery and helps them find the right Duralast battery to get back on the road.
In the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway.
Got about 55 and a half minutes to go, 55 and counting now as we are back on board with Hong North. Team Salem Mustard continues to lead this race by a pretty substantial margin over Wilson Daly Racing, about 6 laps, and then another 3 laps back to Prefect Racing. And in third, another lap back to Hong North. From that, in fourth, and TLM USA in the top 5. Floridian, and that's your top 5 in your C class as well. Floridian Motorsports has now taken over the lead in the D class. Earlier in the day, Eddie Vedder had an unfortunate mechanical issue. They had dominated this race, fell victim to that, and that has given the opportunity for the Floridian Motorsport guys, overall winner 2 years ago here, to take over the top spot in D and 6th overall. Kaywood Racing, 2nd in D class, in 7th, and the Shark, Team Infinity, Ed Stein and guys, and team in 8th overall. That's your top 3 in D class, and the 831 C class car, Team MDR Motorsports in 9th, and Todd Lamb and company in the Atlanta Speedworks 996. Todd's the team principal, and that team in 10th place overall.
Sean Glover saying broke a harmonic balancer on the outer rim spoke. Let's see, passenger going to caution here. You're welcome, Sean. What's the team name? Is it GMW?
Yeah, the GMW Racing. I think that's the Sean Glover, Jeff Cohen, and those guys that run the 889.
Gotcha.
EC car. Yeah, that's a bummer. I saw them a while back, though. I saw that thing rolling out of here, but that's a bummer. But thank you guys for tuning in. For the tuning in for the broadcast. Sorry your day didn't go the way you wanted it, but we appreciate the continued support, and we hope to see you guys at your next race. Hopefully we'll be broadcasting it. So,
and we got a car stopped over at NASCAR 4 over there. So, crew's working on that.
Let me check the marching ants and see who it is. I'm thinking it might be the... Well, you know what? I don't really want to... it looks like it might be the 16 car. I think that's that... Is that the... is it like an Integra or an Impreza? What is that car? Let me look. I know it's got a very unique paint scheme. But I know they've been having some problems on and off all day, but they were in the fight. Oh, no, it's a Honda. So the From the Ground Up Motorsports. They are stopped just to the bottom of NASCAR 4, like Paulie said. They were in 62nd overall and having a solid race. I mean, not what they wanted, but still plugging along. So hopefully maybe they can get it cured and get to the checkered. So we see Les down here.
One of the Lexi. The Lexicon.
That is the 678 car, I believe.
Working on that right rear corner there. Yep. D-class machine, of course.
You got a one, and that's Kaywood. Kaywood. So hopefully it's just a courtesy check, and maybe they're just while they're under a code 35 here.
As From the Ground Up stopped over in NASCAR 4, confirmed. That is the drama that we currently have. There's the Rolex, the chute as they call it.
On board with Wilson Daly Racing. So as we talked about earlier, for those that didn't tune in, what they're doing is they're just trying to get on the flat. What you'll do is you don't want to run up on the banking if you're not up to a decent pace, because the car will kind of start to slide down the banking a little bit, and if you have to really slow down, it makes it easier. Make sure the oil and the fuel can get to the necessary pickup so you don't have a problem, but it just makes it a little bit easier. Now you can hear the rocks and the stuff knocking underneath the car. What you're going to have to do is you're going to need to, when you get back onto the banking, you're going to need to scrub your tires up pretty good, especially your fronts. Maybe downshift a little bit or spin the tires in the rear to get the junk off of it, because you can pick up a lot of stuff. As we're getting ready to go back yellow here in just a second, I thought I saw something out of the corner of my eye. So if we stay on board, let's watch this process. So he's still here. I don't think, yep, he sees the yellow. He eases back up. Now, he's not going to have time to knock it off his tires, but the spinning of the wheel right there should help it. He's back onto the oval as we're should be going green here in just a second. We'll watch the Flagtronics just to the left of the timer right there, and we are back to green.
Yeah, he's green while he's breaking in. Another car that was affected by that full course caution, purple code 35, was Silent Racing. Their car was also stopped off track at pit out. Car number 132, and come on, Wilson Daly, stay with us.
Back on board here with Claire. Let's follow along, Polly. Let's give it about a half. Let's see how she's managing this and watch how she does going into one here. Nice smooth shift up into fifth. Checking her mirror there. She just seems so relaxed. She's so calm and cool and collected every time you talk to her. I think we need to start calling her the Ice Woman. She could be Champ Car's Terry Labonte. She'd be the Ice Woman. Looking good. Car's in fifth. See if she goes to sixth gear. Doesn't appear to be. Still carrying a pretty good push.
I'm under radio now. I'm going to take a look at some of your labs if you want.
Nice job right there. She knew she wasn't ready yet. She put it back for a second and then moved it back over to third. They moved up to 17th in the EC class, 55th overall. Great job for those guys. Nice job there. There's a bit of a bump through that section where when the car kind of lifts a little bit, it seems like it helps free the transmission up where you can let it slide into gear. And I think she found that little section. I was lucky enough to find that in the Neon, and I passed that along to my teammates. So it's just a little less tension on that transmission. Thanks, Timmy. Yeah, we've got some great in-cars. And, you know, any of the folks that want to get, you know, some of these in-car systems, it's great. I mean, My Races Live has some good stuff.
Are you able to hear me?
I think that's Irwin and some of the guys trying to check in. Yep, she just responded. She's a little busy in there. Sometimes when the crew wants you to respond, it's harder. Yeah, sometimes it's not as easy to get to that button real quick, especially when you're nursing a problem like this. You're trying to stay focused, and you want to respond to your crew doesn't think you're ignoring them, and you give them good feedback so they don't get think something's wrong, something's up. But you kind of have to stay at the task at hand. You might have to wait to get on the oval where you kind of get freed up and you get to run the RPMs up a bit. Good heads-up move right there. She could have moved up and had that 3 wide, but she decided to crack the throttle a little bit. She waited for the faster car to run the top, and then she just eased her way up and did that. That was a really smart move right there, and especially with 47 minutes to go, no sense in going 3 wide off of NASCAR 2, where especially at this time of night with shadows and stuff, if you're not adjusted or used to that, that can really throw you off, and don't want to take a chance on hurting anything. Yes, exactly, Chris. The Miss My Races Live herself. Yeah, she's doing a great job here. That's the beautiful thing about those Honda engines. You can just absolutely sling those things, and they just won't die. They're so reliable. You can just beat on them at 7,000, 8,000 RPMs. So she goes off into the from the tri-oval. Nice job, nice and smooth. Yep, got it into fifth. She seems like she's found a good rhythm there. Smoothly got it into third gear and rolling again. So, Chris, the Vetter mechanical, we talked about it a little bit. It's something electrical is what Dan was saying from some of the radio that we've gotten. We don't know anything further than that, but unfortunately, when they came off from one of their final pit stops that we had seen, the car just would not stay fired for some reason. We heard a little bit of something on the broadcast when the car took off. Les got a great kind of shot of the car rolling out to the drive lane to head to pit out, and he said something didn't sound right. and it just didn't sound healthy, I guess. So when it got out there, we figured he was just creeping, knowing he was taking his time on cold tires and cold brakes, but the car never got up to pace, and it just kept shutting off. And we saw Dan trying to work and cycle the car through the motions, and unfortunately he got it fired a couple times, but it just wouldn't stay fired. And so unfortunately towed in, and it unfortunately ended the race. Yeah, I don't, not really. Yeah, so Timmy, to give you a little bit of a heads up, so we talked to one of the guys earlier. I think it was John was one of the drivers earlier. So apparently all they have in the car right now, they don't have fourth gear, so they're using third, fifth, and sixth to kind of get around the racetrack. And she's doing a great job of working through the problem. Unfortunately, I'm sure she wishes to. Wow, that was nice outbraking maneuver there, a little close, but yeah, she's doing a great job of doing it without fourth gear. I'm sure she wishes she had that, especially through that bus stop, but she knows what she's got, and it's just, we talked about this quite a few times, trying to figure out how to do the double downshift. The double upshift is easy, but the double downshift is the hard part, because like we talked about, you're trying to go, you got to find that sweet spot so you don't over rev it and essentially grenade your motor. So, but she's still putting some decent times down. Seems pretty relaxed in there.
Look really good. I would maybe try just pushing your braking zones a little deeper, just like inch them forward a little bit at a time. I can't really hear the RPM, so it's hard for me to tell when you're getting on the throttle. But generally speaking, you're looking pretty good.
So what she was getting a little bit of coaching there. So obviously she's pretty relaxed, but she's just trying to get adjusted to it. Probably not trying to push it too much. Obviously from the crew, she's got a little bit more brake pedal she could use. We're down to 43 minutes to go. Essentially what they're saying is, hey, go ahead and use up what you got. If you want to push it a little bit deeper, you can. They can't really hear the in-car too much, probably with the wind and all the noise. If they're watching, I'm sure they're watching this in their pit stall.
Well, no, they're watching it from their own feed, I'm sure, is what's happening. But yeah. The gain is very low. I've like doubled the gain for our show, so that's why they can't hear it, but we can.
Regardless, if you guys are listening, she's doing a great job of figuring this out. I mean, she's definitely got the pull off the corner, even with trying to work that 3 to 5, and she's got it figured out, and she's doing a solid job with it. I mean, she's gained quite a bit, the team has, so we'll have to see. And but I mean, if you're listening, let her know. It sounds really healthy. It sounds pretty good. She seems to have it figured out at the RPM level that's good. She's starting to inch up on that braking zone a little bit, but she probably doesn't want to push it too far because she also doesn't have the engine braking to work in conjunction with the brake pedal. So, and she may not be comfortable with that, let's say. I mean, you can tell she's a talented race car driver, but she probably just wants to get to the finish at this point. So she could probably inch up a little bit, but we also don't know what she's dealing with inside the car. We can only see what we can see on camera. We're not really sure, Tim.
Tim. I didn't hear what you said, sorry. There were too many cars around and it was too loud. Can you repeat?
Yeah, I was just giving you some tips on your line on the carousel before going on the banking. Just try and go left a little bit more, but your lines are looking really good, so maybe go a little deeper.
So, and it's great when you have crew members and fellow drivers that can give you insight like that. It's great, and we know more and more teams in this paddock are. We're not sure, Timmy. We might see if we can get less is more on it. You'll have to maybe shoot the team a message in their socials and find out. We're not really sure. But regardless, they're giving her good advice. She's using it to her advantage, and so far so good. So she's got 41 minutes to get it to the end here. So Team Salem Mustard back at the ranch is still up front. They've backed the pace down a little bit, just trying to take care of it. Wilson Daily Racing is still in second, 6 laps back of Mustard, and then another 3 laps back is Prefect Racing. TLM USA has worked up into 4th. They are on the same lap as Hong North, so there's a battle there for 4th overall. And the top 5 is your top 5 in C class. Floridiot still sits in the lead in D class and is your lead is in 6th overall. Team Infinity is only 1 lap back of Floridiot. Paulie, we might have to keep an eye on this. They are, I just looked, they're 8 seconds quicker, almost 7.5 seconds quicker than Floridiot a lap. We're going to have to keep an eye on that because the Shark may be coming to bite here very, very shortly. Team MDR Motorsports in 8th. That's your 6th place C-Class car. Kwood Racing, your 3rd place D-Class and 9th overall. And then Atlanta Speedworks in your top 10. That is your 7th place C-Class car. So the top 10 is pretty much held down by C and D-Class cars. We'll try to check here if I can. I'll see what I can find for you and see if I can get you some of the classes here as we get down inside the final 40 minutes. Yeah, Timmy, he was given some great instruction, very thorough, very detailed, enough to where it's not too much that Clara gets overwhelmed, but enough that she can take it in, use it to her advantage, and execute appropriately. So, no, very, very good. Very calming voice, too. And that's the hard part, too. As a spotter, along with being a driver, you have to know when to play cheerleader. You have to know the right thing to say to the driver to not upset them, but you have to know the right thing to say to the driver to give them enough information, depending on the driver's comfort, depending on how much information they can take, to where it's not information overload. Great out-braking maneuver. Oh, she tried right there. That was close.
It looks like the Team Salem catch-up car has been retired. I don't see it. I don't even see it in the standings. I'm not sure where it's located in this. But it looks like the only Salen's car that's on the track right now is the Mustard car, the lead car.
That last lap was very good. 2:26.4.
Wow, great improvement. That was a 3-second pickup for her. So she's putting on a good show here.
Yeah, the catch-up car was shown in the pits, and it's in 103rd place. It only turned 43 laps, it looks like. So that car was retired early.
So, Paulie, I just refreshed here and checked it out on Race Monitor. The 2244 to 222 Mustang has worked up into 11th overall. Great run for those guys. Valerian Steele in 12th. The Equip guys, it looks like they may have gotten the car back running. They might be our EC leader. We'll have to check.
Yeah, and it looks like the Wilson Daily Racing guys, their camera went down, never did come back, so we've actually lost their feed. It's really unfortunate. But
the guys at Benover Racing are sitting in the 14th position. The EC car is not, I'm sorry, in 13th. The EC car is not in the overall. So, but they're in their own fight, in their own race. So, if that is the case, we'll have to get verification from timing and scoring. Oh, Hee Haw is back running again. She's alive.
Well, great.
Yeah, while Les is working on that, Benover Racing in 13th. Rotary Rocketeers are leading.
Wait a minute, they have a mascot dressed as a donkey.
They do?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Oh, no.
I can tell you right now, I'll guarantee you the minute the checkered flag goes and the track goes cold, they will be celebrating whatever finish they get, and beers will be a-flowing. So... late to Apex is your 15th place car in their Miata, and then Open Throttle, the 166 entry Fiona, is up into 17th. Apex, or I'm sorry, in 16th. Apex in 17th. Now, yeah, I believe Paulie, the Equip guys are still running. The Fawn, I'm wondering if something happened to the 418 EC car because they have fallen about 7 laps back of Team Equip Octane. So if those guys can hang on, they may be pulling down a class victory here.
Yep. Talk to me, Ben. Tell me what I should be focusing on. Tell me where we're coming up short. Car number 65. We're going to a local yellow, stopped off track, turn number 1. Car number 65. I'll bring that up. USS Enterprise. Code 35. And you remember we went to actually red with a car that was stranded over in turn 2.
I mean, you guys are running pretty strong in the Boxer, for sure. Last time I checked.
It's been a good 13 hours and 25 minutes.
All right.
So hopefully we finish strong and no issues. As for the other car, it's a different story.
I did see that.
Minor issues.
Slightly minor issues. That's all
Not
good,
the
right?
end of the world.
But gonna come back and race again with us?
Yep.
Always.
We'll be back.
Awesome. Love it. Got the family, got the team out here. It's all about.
Yeah.
Well,
last half hour is take a long.
Keep your head in it. You never know how many positions you gain. You know how Daytona will do this for you.
TLM Racing in 4th place right now overall. Again, we've got C-Class cars leading the top 5 positions overall. Of course, Team Salem leading C-Class right now.
By a bit of a healthy margin, so we'll. But I think the battle is going to be pretty good for 4th overall. TLM and Hong North are on the same lap. I think we got a good battle for 6th. We have those guys that are about on the same lap as well. So I think this Code 35 will bring some folks together a little bit, and we'll see if we got a fight here for the last 30 minutes. And we'll check on some of those other battles as well and see what we can find on the racetrack. Ben, we're doing the best that we can here. We're having some issues as far as a little bit of our scoring, trying to figure some things out, so just bear with us. And the reason we were emphasizing on the car was we were trying to talk about situations where you have to overcome the adversity. We understand there's battles going on, but at the same time too, there's stories that are to be told, and we want to make sure that we get them out there, and we want to reward drivers that are going through those situations. And it's an opportunity for us. We're an amateur series. We're trying to help drivers learn. We want them to learn. It looks like the Enterprise is on the hook. They're getting it behind the wall. Hopefully we should be going back green here very, very shortly. But we want to make sure that we get it out there. This is an opportunity for us to learn. If a driver has never had an opportunity to or been put in that situation, you're being able to watch and learn how to do it effectively. And that is beneficial for anybody. And that may be something a driver could take, go back and review, figure it out, learn it, and help themselves moving forward. So we are trying to focus on that, and we want to reward them for staying strong.
So you're saying my right foot got lighter? I gotta work on that, ladies and gents. Very good. Yeah, thanks for your time. You guys are in the racing, and we're victory circle for
He is a crack up.
So back on board here with our Hong North entry, the number 8 car in 5th. About 48 seconds back of TLM USA, so we'll have to keep an eye on that as well. Team Infinity looks like, Paulie will have to check the next time they hit the line. They might have gotten their lap back, and they may be on the same lap as Floridiot. And we still got 30 minutes to go. We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, they're showing 1 minute and 43 seconds back from Floridian currently. So, yeah, they that would put them on the same lap by a smidge.
Just by a smidge.
So, with that, we're going to take our final commercial break of this 14-hour contest. That's right. 13 and 1/2 hours have been completed here at Daytona International Speedway. You've been with us this long, folks. You might as well stick it out to the end. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
I probably need new tires.
You do.
What if they sold tires online?
We do. We're TireRack.com.
They could offer lots of tires
We have so many tires.
and help you find the right tire.
It's called the Tire Decision Guide.
Oh, and they could ship them to a nearby mechanic.
We shipped over 7,000 independent recommended installers.
This is an amazing idea.
Sorry.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
George and Junior are fed up. They weren't planning on having to replace their brakes today, but they went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helps them find a deal on the right parts.
In the zone, AutoZone.
Since 1994, Flying Wrench has been a family-owned business renowned for exceptional European car repair and maintenance. We treat every vehicle with the same care and attention as if it were our very own, building lasting relationships with our clients along the way. We specialize in high-performance vehicles, offering a range of services that include fabrication, construction, custom wiring, and much more. Visit us at flyandwrench.com. Discovery Parts is a veteran-owned racing and safety equipment company. While we're located inside Atlanta Motorsports Park in Dawsonville, Georgia, Discovery Parts can also be found at the tracks, supporting a number of Champ Car Series events. We take pride in being a reseller of the best of the industry to Champ Car teams and drivers. We know racing, love racing, and look forward to tomorrow to even more racing. Visit us at discoveryparts.com.
Want to get started streaming your races or make your current live stream more captivating? We've helped hundreds of drivers create engaging live streams. It's simple. Create a new stream event, grab your camera, and start streaming. Head over to myraces.live to sign up for a free account. Or join us in our community Discord. Stream, share, engage.
At Parts Badger, we're not your typical machine shop. When a market-leading mountain bike manufacturer was looking to reshore their hardware components, they turned to Parts Badger. Within weeks, we had deployed a dedicated manufacturing cell, ramped up production, and had guaranteed capacity to meet their demand. We're looking to be your manufacturing partner. See what we can do for you and your company at PartsBadger.com.
Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship-winning drivers, teams, and constructors, Lifeline has a stringent and proven history of success. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Lifeline's 0360 systems are the result of over 7 years of intensive research and development using 3M's Novik 1230 environmentally safe gas extinguishant. Lifeline uses only the finest quality components. For more information regarding our fire safety equipment and fire safety systems, please contact us at info@lifeline-fire.com.
Sentinel is a comprehensive motorsports video solution incorporating live streaming, local recording, 3 cameras with picture-in-picture, flag status, and much, much more. Stop playing with multiple solutions. Sentinel handles it all, including timing and scoring, vehicle data, graphic overlays, adaptive bitrate encoding, network bonding, and more. Sentinel is the solution to sharing your motorsports experience with your friends, family, sponsors, and the world. What are you waiting for? Get your Sentinel today and never miss an on-track moment. www.sentinel.racing.
Dave's twitch is bad. That's because his wipers need replacing. But he went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner guides him to the right wipers and makes sure everything is working smoothly.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
All right, welcome back to Champ Car Live. Back at Daytona International Speedway, the conclusion of the Hawk Performance Daytona 14 here at Daytona International Speedway on Champ Car Live. Paul Veltum, along with Kyle Lockrow, Les Epps, and Nolan Waldrop. Calling the race for you, bringing you all the racing action here. That's right.
Getting down a little
getting
under
excited here as we're finishing up. The big race under the lights at Daytona.
So as we're on board with Hong North here, our 5th place car and our 5th place car in C-Class as well. So far, the C-Class cars continue to have the top 5 locked down pretty well, but still have time to go, and hopefully, but we're looking at shades of a repeat from 1 year ago, and if everything holds out, Mustard may get a little redemption after the crushing defeat last year by Premium Dude, so we'll have to see what happens. We do have some close battles going around on the racetrack, and so I did get a cool comment, and I didn't realize this. Fawn Racing, Octane, Bad Habit Garage, the Tooth, the My Races Live guys are all Canadian race teams. So we have 4 Canadian race teams, and some of them have multiple entries. So we appreciate all of our Canadian neighbors coming down to play in the Champ Car ranks and hanging out with us, and we look forward to seeing them more. And yeah, it's kind of funny that they had the same issue at one point, 1 and 2 in that EC class. So we'll have to mark that one down when we write the book on problems and unique issues and happenings in racing. See, Hong's dealing with a little bit of traffic here. They tried to roll the outside on that orange Mustang, and they could not get it done. Big outbraking maneuver there. Him working the wheel a little bit under braking. Had to dive in really deep. Not really sure what that Mustang was thinking there. This is a 5th place car, 5th in class. I know these guys are racing, but sometimes when you get to those leaders, you kind of got to back out and give them a little respect there, because if you're in that position that day, you want that respect returned. So on board with the Contour, still hanging in there. The 808 guys are still plugging along, having a great run. Not the race they've completely wanted, but they are soldiering on. They are 63rd overall still. They've gained some spots since we looked at them last time, really dove into it. But again, out of 120-some cars, you're almost halfway. For some of these teams that may not be in contention for a class victory or an overall, just finishing a race at Daytona is an accomplishment for a team, but just finishing a Champ Car race, Paulie, really is an accomplishment in its own. I mean, these are long races, especially these one-day shows, where you don't really get a second chance on Sunday.
Right, absolutely. It's far more challenging. You didn't have that practice time to even see if the car was okay, and then you're out here without that second day to take another swing at it. So it's supremely challenging to come out here and be successful. The car really has to be well sorted. Lady Luck has to be smiling. Everything just seems to need to go your way. And when you start out with a race with 110 cars out there, well, clearly you're going to have to be doing pretty much everything right to take away an overall win or even a class win out here.
So while we got a second, Paulie, since we're down about 20 minutes to go, we know Team Salem is leading the C class. Floridian Motorsport is leading the D class. Let's dive in. I believe so far Team Equip Octane is still leading the EC class. Let's dive in a little bit here and see what we're looking at as our class leaders. I believe Valerian Steele is leading our A class. And I believe the guys over at
B class looks like Rotary Rocketeers. C class Team Salem. D class Floridian Motorsports, and then F class looks like that's still Kobe Racing, and EC is the EC Equip Octane, the Equip Octane Mini Cooper. And we can flip through the various classes here so that you can take a look at all of those on your screen on the pylon. To the left, we'll start with A class, so there you can get an idea of what the standings are by class. So Valerian Steel, Late to Apex, Dead Broke Motorsports, your top three. Rotary Rocketeers, Apex Racing, BR, and AOA Motorsports, your top three in the B class.
Yep, the open throttle guys down there, and the less is more camp. Mike Gorman and his ragtag crew out of Jacksonville. They bring a lot to the party, and if things run well, they'll be back at the cookout again soon.
D class, you've got Team Salem. D class. They're showing Team Salem Mustard in D class. No, that's not.
C class.
C class
right there, Paulie.
Yeah.
So
prepped for D. So anyway, it's Team Salem Mustard in C class with Wilson Daly, Prefect Racing, your top three there. On to D class. Finally, we have Florida Motorsports, Team Infinity, and Kaywood Racing. F class, as we said, Kobe Racing leading out of What's the Rush over What's the Rush, and Team MDR Motorsport. And then on to EC. Equip Octane, RBA Graphics and Wraps, and Open Throttle Racing, the top three there, in their number 66 car.
So it seems like so far these class leaders have it pretty locked down, but we'll have to kind of check down the order a little bit as we can and see. We'll try our best to get as many battles as we can, but we're looking out of our broadcast booth here, folks. It's kind of stretched out a little bit, so... Yep, Josh Patrone, all the Atlanta Speedworks guys and the Rockwell guys. They put on a good race today, showing the gun show.
Yes, it is the gun show.
The gun show. Rule number one, folks: don't ever turn your back on race cars. That right there is the worst thing you can do. You get tired, but make sure you don't ever turn your back on race cars that are coming past you or towards you. Always have your head on a swivel when you're at a racetrack. So that's my TED Talk for the day. As we're on board with the Floridian Motorsports. These guys have put in a good drive today. These are your overall winners from 2 years ago in the 2023 edition of this race. And they've had a good showing. They've had their ups and downs a little bit, but right now on pace to take the D class, but Ed and those guys are only a lap back, and we still have 17 and change left, and that's not a big margin. So we see the cars coming off of the bus stop and headed into NASCAR Turn 3.
10:42, just a little over 20 minutes remain in the race here this weekend, and then 2 weeks from now we're on to Gingerman Raceway. But this is the big one right now.
Now we will not be broadcasting. We will not be at Gingerman. No. Our next event will be at the famed Watkins Glen International Raceway in the Finger Lakes of upstate New York on Memorial Day weekend for the 7-hour doubleheader up there. So we're looking forward, or the double sevens up there at Watkins Glen. That's always another popular track, and that's another bucket list big boy track. I mean, Gingerman's an awesome place, but you definitely get a lot of guys and teams that will definitely see a lot of folks there at the race at Watkins Glen. So far, we got 35 cars signed up for the Cookie Cutter Classic at Gingerman. There's still some spots available, it might be. So if you're interested in running at Gingerman, get your entry in to go to South Haven, Michigan here in a couple weeks. And then at Watkins Glen, 98 cars entered to this point. You'll have to check with Champ Car to see if there's anything still available. I know that's another one that tends to sell out. And then in June, we will head to the Autobahn Country Club. After Watkins Glen, the next one for us is probably not till August. So a little bit of a break. We'll go to Autobahn for the doubleheader, and then the overnight at Sebring. And then CMP middle of July, and then we'll roll into the August months with Ozarks and the 24-hour at VIR in mid-August, which is always a big event there. So always check your calendar, see what's there. If your team's interested in going, sign up, talk to Champ Car officials, make sure you're good to go, and we hope to see you guys on the grid.
Coming down to the last 15 minutes now. It says WGI is the home track for Wilson Daly.
Yep. He was saying they hope to have a strong showing. We hope that for you as well, and we'll look forward to seeing you and the team there on Memorial Day weekend.
Well, how do you like that?
Yeah, Timmy, unfortunately, money drives a lot of things, but just keep digging. Hopefully we'll see you at the track again soon. And we know you're working on getting back here. Hopefully we'll see you on the grid at a race upcoming.
Yeah, so we started the race this weekend with 110 cars ready to go. At least everybody thought so. And there were so many cars on the wait list again this year. So there were quite a few teams that missed out. They just couldn't get the organization just right. So just keep that in mind, for next year, to try to get all the ducks in a row to make sure that you've got if you get your commitments, from your team put together ahead of time, and that way you can get in and get that position early as soon as the sale goes live.
Absolutely.
So I'm seeing the USS Enterprise in the pits right now.
Looks like there is another couple cars in the pits as well. Can't really see the number. There's a car being pushed down pit road by some crew guys. Looks like they may be going behind the no, it looks like they're just pushing the car back.
So yeah, Kyle, there will be no live broadcast for Gingerman. Not a Champ Car Live broadcast.
No, our next scheduled, Kyle, will be at Watkins Glen for the broadcast on Memorial Day weekend. So thank you, Timmy. We completely agree. This is the right series to race with. While there are a lot of great series out there, we are very pro Champ Car. So as we are getting down to the final minutes of this race, so we are we will see you guys up at Watkins Glen. Kyle, thank you again for tuning in. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. We've been holding consistent numbers of folks watching. We truly appreciate your dedication. We appreciate all of you guys sticking with us. And we appreciate you guys, hanging with us through some of the glitches. We are trying to give you the best broadcast we can. We appreciate it. And we're trying to have some fun this year, trying to do some cool stuff. And we appreciate you guys bringing us into onto your TV and into your homes or shops or wherever you may be watching us from. And agree. Thank you, Frank. Everybody hit that like button, pop that subscribe button, send it out. Make sure you guys share this out too. This broadcast is shareable. Share it out to your friends. Get it out to everybody that you can. We the more people we get in here, the better it is. Yes, it does help the algorithm. That is a plus. But it does help all of our dedicated sponsors who put their hard-earned marketing money into this series, and that return on investment is very much appreciated for them and encourages them to continue their support of the series, whether it's on a class level, title sponsor, or race sponsor as well. So, and again, if you're interested in a sponsorship with the series, talk to Paul Veltum, paul.veltum@champcar.org. He can get you hooked up and your name out there and make you look pretty. Thank you, guys. We greatly appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to me and Kyle both. We work pretty hard on it.
And Les and Nolan. We can't forget about Les Moore and Roman Nolan. They have been the heart and soul of that pit road. They've been huffing it all weekend long. We greatly appreciate it. We're glad to be partnered with them. Is there a version of Champ Car that's more West Coast? That is a series that shall not be named on this broadcast. There are
version. We are throughout the United States, and we may even be up into Canada in the near future. So it's not really a version. There's other clubs, obviously, that run in other areas, but now we're going to probably be at COTA next year. We might be back at Laguna. We'll just see.
About 10.5 minutes to go here as we're still on board with TLM USA. These guys have put in a phenomenal drive today. Really smooth. This is the car that you had said Andy Pilgrim was driving. One of David Tuati's entries. He always brings strong stuff to the track. His car is always really, really good. Unfortunately, Mustard has kind of spread condiments all over the show here, unfortunately. So, but we've still got some good battles back in the pack. Thank you, John. We appreciate that very much. Yeah, you're not kidding. TLM is hauling the mail.
Team Salem really has put on a masterful drive today, a 2:14.0, their fastest lap time of the day. Minimal pit stops. Things have just gone really clean for that team with the number 943 Mustard car. So yeah, just about 10 minutes remain. We're getting reports now, more and more coming in from the various teams that, had their mechanical issues. We're learning the stories more and more about what went wrong with those cars.
And now that the teams are probably loaded up, and for those that aren't going to make the finish, they're relaxing, getting there to just hang out. We're able to get that information, like we talked about earlier. It's kind of a respect between ourselves with the broadcast team and these teams. We don't want to invade their privacy too much. We want to make sure that we're situated and caring professional, so we want to give them that courtesy. They're willing to always talk to us, it seems, but we also want to make sure that we're not getting them at the wrong time and we get them in a negative light where emotion steps in. So we just always try to be careful, but we appreciate you guys giving us those updates. Hear those cars whistle and under the brakes. See the cars really just that cool nose dive and roll right in there. So,
and just eating up those curbs as much as they dare as they come through the exit. You can see the car with all that body lean as they work their way through the Le Mans chicane. It's been renamed, and they've added some curbings there. They've got some gators in there, more pronounced curbing. They've got some of the triangles there that you want to stay away from, of course, as the cars then progress out of the chicane and back up onto the oval.
Thank you, John K. We really appreciate those kind words, and everybody, Nolan, Les, Paulie. I mean, it's a group effort. As far as the Boxsters, let me take a look. I've got the entry list here. Let me see if I can get you an accurate count. It's a great question, though. From what I can tell, we have about 5 or 6 Boxsters.
It didn't even feel like that many.
Nah, it really didn't.
Because we had Atlanta Speedworks and the 2 Salem Porsches. I don't know who else were out there. We had so many cars.
So we just got an update. The Fawn team broke wheel studs and they lost a wheel. So unfortunately, the 1-2 Canadian finish unfortunately will not happen tonight. You're welcome, Kyle. Appreciate you asking questions like that. So, Brian, if you go to the Champ Car website and you go to the partners or sponsors page, you can see the list of folks that support the series. Obviously, TireRack.com, Hawk Performance, the title sponsor of this event. Go get brakes and equipment from them. Obviously, go get Krispy Kreme donuts, but 9 Lives Racing. All the sponsors are listed on the website. Any of those.
AutoZone, obviously, big for the
AutoZone.
show. And so is MyRaces.live is also supporting the show.
Yes.
So we appreciate them. And, of course, there's plenty of opportunities. Also, there are others coming on board to support the show. And there's other opportunities to do so. So if you're interested in doing something like that to help promote your business, let us know.
Absolutely. We can make it happen, and we'll make sure you get a very good return on your investment. And also, Brian, I want to cap that off by saying not only buy from them, just like you guys, everybody hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit the likes and subscribe and follow buttons on all their socials if they support Champ Car, because not only is buying the products anymore, you picked a fine time. Oh, no. I think, Brian, thankfully, we're not going to sing. I'm not going to sing. I'm not breaking anything, and I can't pay for anybody's therapy. It's too expensive. Racing's enough of an expensive habit. So, but make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe, follow of all the sponsors that follow and are dedicated to Champ Car and sponsor in the series, because those metrics at the end of the year are something our marketing teams look at to see what kind of return on investment they're getting, and they'll figure out if you guys are associated to Champ Car in any way or follow it. So they have ways to do that behind the scenes in their algorithms and in their metrics. So please do that. It's greatly appreciated. Yeah, AutoZone, Parts Badger, Roy, and those guys greatly appreciate it. So make sure you go and support them in any way you can.
Yeah, so now just 5 minutes and counting till the close of this race. And what's happening is we're just looking at all the teams, their positions, where their standings are, taking some notes to keep track of where all the teams are. That's race control. Of course, they have their timing and scoring system, but they're looking at several groups of racers to give to the officials down on pit road so they know which cars to peel away for impound. And we're going to get to see that here on the show. We're also going to continue with the show to pick up interviews in the pit lane. Now, if we don't get broadcast of the interviews that you're hoping for, we may have some more that we publish later. And there will be some footage of the award ceremony published later as well.
Yeah, Les and the guys will be set up down there. They do a great job with that. And make sure anybody that's listening that's still here, if you're loaded up and want to go to the award ceremony and support that, I'm sure it'd be a nice morale boost for the teams that are there, even the teams that didn't score a victory that are there, that are on the top 5 or on a podium or whatever. I'm sure they'd greatly appreciate it. And just continue to build that morale in the series.
As far as going to Charlotte and Pocono, we have raced at Charlotte many, many times, and I wouldn't be surprised if we go there again sometime. Pocono, I don't think we've ever been there. If we have, it's been a very, very long time, because I've been with the series for over a decade. I don't remember hearing anybody saying anything about racing, having raced there. But those are decisions that are really made by our CEO, and in cooperation with obviously many of the tracks and so forth. There's a lot of things that have to be considered there for schedules, and not stepping on our own toes by overbooking. So that would be a question for our CEO.
And another thing you have to think about in terms of Pocono and some of places like Charlotte, and that for those that are owned by companies, I mean, Pocono is owned independently by the Mattioli family, but for Charlotte, which is owned by SMI, Speedway Motorsport Incorporated, and a place like Daytona International Speedway Corporation, ISC, they work in conjunction with NASCAR and do a lot of pro stuff. If they have pro races and other series...
Okay. Yeah, we are on the final lap to go here. Sorry to interrupt you, Kyle.
No, you're fine.
But here we come.
And
there is the checkered flag for Team Salem. Last year, they narrowly missed victory, but in 2025, after 14 hours of racing at the World Center of Racing, Team Salem wins the Hawk Performance Daytona 14 at Daytona International Speedway. So congratulations, Team Salem, on a well-fought and well-earned victory here in 2025 at Daytona. Wilson Daily Racing is going to take second place overall, with Prefect Racing in third, TLM USA in fourth, and Hong North in fifth. Now, looking at the finishes by class, we can call, I feel like it's an election. We can call ahead of time because of the number of laps that have been accumulated. Looks like Valerian Steel will take the A-class victory. B-class will go to Rotary Rocketeers in the 1990 RX. Yeah. C-class, of course, is going to go to Team Salem in the mustard car after their ketchup car failed early. D-class going to Floridian Motorsports. They take the D-class win in their Porsche 944 turbocharged machine. And then EC, it looks like with so many EC cars entered this weekend, and we thought the Equip Octane team was going to have to bow out early. Just within the last hour or so, they take the EC win after getting that Mini Cooper remotivated and back out onto the racetrack. And then, of course, we can't forget about F-Class, and really enjoyed watching the few F-Class teams that we have here this weekend. Kobe Racing is going to take the F-Class win.
And a great job by the F-Class car. 30th overall in a 121-car field. That is very impressive. Very strong piece for them. Well-deserved, and shows the strength of the F-Class. I mean, we saw that at our championship event at NCM with Wittenauer with the F-Class car. These F-Class cars are they play for keeps, guys. So we also want to give a shout out to Team Infinity, Ed and the guys. What a monster drive. 56, 57 spots, 58 spots from start to finish today. That's a great job by those guys. Ed said when they left Road Atlanta, they were coming down here. They were going to get that motor issue figured out. They were fighting, and they were not going to play. And he wasn't kidding. In 58 spots, you guys should be very proud of that four-man lineup.
So the checkered flag flies once again here at Daytona, and this time it's for Team Salem as they take away the spoils as the overall winner here at the Hawk Performance Daytona 14 Hour. It's the TireRack.com Champ Car Endurance Series, and the winner is coming into pit road now. So a big congratulations on a huge victory for that team, coming in and taking the win. Things looked tough for them. You know, they were doing well early on. They were showing strong performance, but the Eddie Vedder Corvette just seemed to outpace everybody.
Yeah, Vedder had this thing locked down for a while. Unfortunately, they ended up having the mechanical issue. We thought it was electrical. Somebody popped in there that they said it might have been a motor issue that let go. Something happened. We're not really for sure, but regardless, Vedder had this thing locked down. Dan Tilley and the guys were looking for a victory, but unfortunately fell short tonight. But we know they'll be back. So, but it's kind of ironic that Mustard lost this race by just mere inches last year, and they are, the racing gods take away, and this year they gave it to them. So. It worked in their favor. So congratulations to the Hot Dog Brigade. You guys put a well-deserved victory.
Yeah, the cars are just gradually working their way off of the racetrack now. There we can see them peeling away into pit road. And so the cars will be divided up by the overall, and then they'll also be divided up by class. I believe it's the top three of each class. And separated, and then the rest of the teams will be sent back into the paddock area whereas the other cars will be going through what's called impound. So the overall finishers, those cars will need to be put in the air, tires come off, deck lids go up if they have trunks, hoods go up, and they're available for inspection. And then if there's any protests, that can be dealt with at that time. Otherwise, at some point, usually within the first half an hour after the finish of the race, it's called official.
So, and we'll have to see how tech goes. Usually it's pretty clean and green, but we'll have to see what happens here. And we've seen crazier things happen before. Hopefully everybody's legal and they're playing by the rules, but that's why we put them in post-race teardown.
Thanks, Timothy. Appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you, Timothy. You are very, very dedicated to Champ Car. We appreciate it. Thank you, everybody that tuned in today. We really appreciate the continued support of Champ Car in this broadcast. And like I said, we're trying to do great things this year. Thank you, Tyler. Yeah, we're trying to really step it up this year and just make this the best that it can be. And, under the leadership of Paulie, we're definitely making some great strides.
Well, thanks, and you guys, the viewers, the listeners, you guys are really making it. So, and it certainly makes it a lot of fun. So we appreciate that. So cars continuing to trail in now. Almost all the cars are off of the racetrack. We still have a few that are still on the track, just gradually coming in. And because there's that sorting process that has to happen here as the cars come in.
Yeah, and with so many cars, I mean, the guys and girls on pit road have to make sure, okay, we got to get this car here, and since they've added the few cars that kind of sit off to the side in case there's a bit of a hiccup in tech, it adds a little bit more of a process and a little bit more logistics that have to be worked out. But we have great officials and great folks on staff that know what they're doing. They've developed a pretty good system, so hopefully all goes well here, and unofficially Mustard is your winner overall, but we'll have to see what happens here. Yeah, thank you guys so much for the kind words. We are really, we're really excited for this. We feel like between Paulie, myself, Les, and Nolan, we have a really, really good team. We're looking forward to the rest of the season, continuing to bring you guys more. We'll definitely try to get more stories and really deep dive some more into the families and just everything in Champ Car and bring it to you. Yeah, Watkins is a fan favorite. It's one of my top 3. I've raced there a few times, had the pleasure of it. I love that place. As much as I love here at Daytona in sunny Florida, I have a soft spot in my heart for Watkins Glen. Looking forward to that broadcast. But don't count Gingerman out. Make sure, if you guys want to follow it, that race, even though we won't be there on the broadcast team, make sure you guys follow it. Get on Race Monitor and support those teams that'll be there and check it out and keep up with what's going on. If they've got in-car feeds on their YouTube, follow there and subscribe, hit those buttons on their channels, follow there, and keep it up and let us know, and we'll try to keep track, and we'll hit it a little bit at Watkins about what went down at Gingerman.
So Nolan was keeping track of his steps today.
How many did you get?
34,000.
Good for him.
34,200 and some change.
Good for him, man.
It was only 28 at Road
You
Atlanta.
were just getting a warm up, Nolan, for Daytona. You knew you were going to be huffing it, so you're like 28,000. Got to bump up those rookie numbers. So,
jeez, that's crazy.
Good for him.
Really appreciate you.
Yeah,
Les.
thank you. Yeah, thank both
Nolan,
you guys.
thank you.
You guys are awesome.
All right, so I think we'll cut you loose here, Kyle, so you can head down and start working on camera acquisition.
Yep, we'll kind of start getting everything broken down. Got to go see Garth. He partied on. It sounds like they were able to get a decent finish out of it. Get the rest of the in-cars. And I look forward to seeing everybody at Watkins Glen again. One more time, thank you so much to AutoZone for supporting. Thank you to TireRack.com. Thank you to Hawk Performance for the sponsorship of today's race. The Hawk Performance Daytona 14 Hours. Thank you to everybody with ChampCar, all of our dedicated followers. Really, really appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you to everybody that supports it. Can't wait to see everybody at Watkins in about a month or about 2 months. And we'll look forward to putting on another good show.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, WGI is a great racetrack, and it's definitely one of my favorites too. It might be my favorite racetrack. I just don't want to say that with Fred listening. So, so hopefully, yeah. So anyway, yeah, there's a lot of fun racetracks out there. Seems like every racetrack we go to is our favorite track for some reason. So that's just the way it works. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining us here. We got Team USA pulling the camera on their BMW and giving us the wave as they do that. And just a second here. All right, so so they got that camera down. And we were going to bring you pit road interviews, but it looks like Les's camera has gone down. So what we'll probably do is just go ahead and call it a close here. I'm sure he's going to be capturing that on his other camera, so we will get that published up as soon as we get that produced for you. So just an amazing race. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in and joining us. And we're going to have a lot of fun as we look forward to the race at Watkins Glen International. So stay with us. Or I'm sorry. There you go. Sorry, got interrupted there. So that's going to do it for us here for Daytona International for 2025. Look forward to seeing you folks next month, so take care. We'll talk to you then.